Hey, Richard here. Welcome to the Lifestyle Salon Plan. And I want to share with you the quickest and fastest way to get your salon to give you the lifestyle you want. I've had the luxury to look behind hundreds and hundreds of salon owners' numbers to find out exactly what it is and what it takes to get your salon to the lifestyle plan. I have also walked the walk too. I've been a salon owner for over 25 years and still currently have my fingers in two salons right now. So I am still here in 2026 building salons that are profitable and employing people and making them a success. So I want to share with you two things. First of all, I want to share with you what's the journey like to get your salon to a lifestyle salon and whereabouts are you on this journey right now? And second, what I want to share with you what it actually does to take your salon. And second, I want to show you what it takes to get your salon. And second, I want to share with you what actually has to happen in your salon to make your salon become that lifestyle. Okay, let's dive in and share right now. First of all, most salon owners go on a journey. So taking a look at this map here, now everyone starts somewhere. So we're going to call this start, as most people would start here. You're probably doing about zero when you opened up, unless you buy a salon. And if you do, just move up the ladder as we go. And here you're probably working 70 hours plus a week and you don't care. There's usually you, or there might be two of you, and your job is to get to that 100,000. Let's pop you in here. Now, hopefully, your next stage as you are on your salon journey is to get you past that 100,000 mark and get you somewhere closer to 200,000. Now, once you get here, we call this survival. Now, in survival mode, there's probably a couple of helpers you've got working for you right now. You're still working 60 hours plus a week, and profits are quite low. And that means that anything can happen. A team member could walk, and you're literally in survival mode. Now, you don't want to hang around here too long. You want to get past that 200,000 mark as fast as you possibly can. So let's take ourselves up past there in between the 2 and 300. Now, with this one, things get a little bit more stable. Your hours come down a little bit. You'll realize that you've got some staff. You'll realize that at the moment, I'm doing about between 2 or 300,000. You've got a team. Now, the team might not be doing what you want them to do, but you've got a team. You've got a little bit of money. You've got some profits, even though the profits are low. And maybe around here, you started paying yourself a nice wage. But in this stable zone, I call this the war zone. And I call it the war zone is because everyone I know gets stuck here. Now, I want to come back to this afterwards. Now, the next stage after the 200,000 to 300,000 is you move up in between 300 to 500,000. And now it's a real business. So I'm going to call this a real business. And it's a real business, and I call it a real business for a reason, is because you normally have a nice team, you normally have profits that are okay, you probably got yourself a nice car, you're probably paying yourself a nice wage, and you're comfy. Now, the one thing about this, getting into this between 3 and 500,000, it's still all about you. You go on holiday and the phone probably doesn't stop, you're not there, things don't get done. And the reality of this in the real business is it's good enough. It's not going to get you a lifestyle. It's not going to get you freedom, but it's good enough. And a lot of people get stuck here for the reason they go, okay, I can back off a little bit now. The only bad thing about this, I want to come back to later, is this also a danger zone. And I want to talk about that in a second. Now, if you get yourself past this stage, now not many people will, if you get yourself back up here to about plus the 500,000, this is where we come in. This is what we call the lifestyle. And this is where the lifestyle sell happens. It's not all about you anymore. It's all about profits, trying to get them to 20% plus. It's you now being working on the business, not necessarily in it. And it's all about systems. It's all about there's a system for everything. You could probably back off quite a bit by now, and the business does really well. And the lifestyle is where we've got our businesses and we can travel the world very simply once you crack that 500. Now, there's about 5% of the population of salon owners will actually get here. Now, of course, the next stage after this is getting your salon to 1 million. This is a very difficult stage to get to. About 1% of salon owners ever get here. And this, if you really want to do that, you can talk about selling the business if you really want to, or you can live completely free of your business. Now, not many people want to get to 1%. It's quite hard to get your salon to 1 million. That's only why 1% of businesses do that. But what I want to come back to is just two little sections, if I possibly can. I want to talk about this place here first, which is the real business. Once you get past 300,000, your business will feel very stable. It will feel like your takings are like okay. You'll feel, let's say, you're probably doing around that, I don't know, anywhere between 7,000 to 10,000 a week, and it'll feel good. There's a bit of money in the bank. We're dog sitting at the moment, and it's just about to throw up. No, just told it off. Ah, dog sitting. Oh, it's choking on it. Okay, let's get back into it. So, real business. Now, most people are happy when they get here, and that's okay. And I'm going to share some people with you later who only wanted to get here, and that was good enough. They're okay with that. The danger zone, of course, is when you come down to here and you're in what I call the war zone. And it's a war zone because every day is a battle. You battle to pay your VAT on time. You battle to pay wages at the end of the month. There's no money in the account at the end of the month. If a staff member leaves, it really hurts you. So you want to do your best to get up to, and as possibly as fast as you possibly can, to around that 300 plus mark. Anywhere between here to here is a really good place to be. And that's your goal. So where are you on your journey right now? Where are you to getting your business to stable, to a real business, or to actually the lifestyle? What I want to share with you next is what actually has to happen in your salon to make your business grow to get to the next stages. Hey guys, just before I move on, some of you guys now might be thinking, hey Richard, I just want to work with you. I just want to find out how I get to that lifestyle. I want to get there as fast as possible. Below here, there'll be a link to my Instagram. Just click on that link and then DM me. Maybe send me a pair of scissors and the word lifestyle. And I know you've seen this video and you're reaching out to help to get your business to that next level, and it will start our conversation. All right, let's move forward. Let's go on and show you exactly what it takes, what has to happen in your business to get up them levels, because they don't happen on their own. So let me dive over and let me get my iPad, let's get a pen, and let's complete it where we are now. Okay, so I don't know where your business is right now, but the one thing I know that there's most people are wherever they are. We'll call that here. That's where you are. And your goal is hopefully to get to this lifestyle salon, which means you've got to cross this bridge and get over to this particular side over here where everyone's enjoying life. It's a good lifestyle. It's where we are. We've got a couple of salons and we spend 3 to 4 months a year in Australia, and our salons run themselves, making a really good profit. But let's pull you back for a second and put you back over here because that's where you are right now. So one thing that I do know to be true is that there are three things that happens in salons that do become a lifestyle salon. The one thing is pretty easy and pretty obvious is that they have money. They don't tend to struggle too much when bills come in. They have their taxes put by, they have their VAT put by, they have enough money to pay their staff some top wages, they have their enough money to pay themselves a good wage, to live in a nice house, drive a nice car. They're doing all right for themselves. So they need to have money. Second is they have culture. Now, what that means is they have a team that wants the salon to do well. They want the brand to do well. So, salon culture for me isn't just about a team working together. It's working together as one cause. They love the clients. They love you. They want to help you. Imagine you're trying to climb up a mountain, which is hard enough. And some people have to drag their team up there, nagging them and to do stuff. Imagine if the team are carrying you up there. They're helping you get there. They're carrying the bags. That's what I class as a really good culture. So they have a really good team, so they know the salon gets looked after and things get done. And they have freedom. The salon has not trapped them. For most salon owners that I know, they get absolutely trapped by their business. They can't take time off. They can't take holidays. They're living it 24/7. It ruins their family life. So these are the three things that I know they all have. Now, I'm not sure how far up the ladder you actually want to grow your business. Just like Shan, she didn't want to get to her salon to £1 million. She wanted to work 3 days a week on the floor because she loved doing hair, but she actually wanted to buy the salon building, and that was going to be her pension. So maybe you want to be more like Shan, or maybe you want to be like Danielle. Danielle wanted to send her children to private school. She wanted to change their lives. So she needed to pay herself a decent wage so she can afford to do that. Or maybe you want to be like Angie, who wanted to get to £1 million turnover so she could sell her business with a lottery lifestyle changing amount. So I don't know how far you want to go on the journey, but the one thing that we do know, if you don't have these three things, you'll halt, you will stop, and your journey won't get any further at all. Now, the one thing that we do know that most people that struggle with money being a big issue to them is the reality is that they have very poor profits. They don't have much money left over at all. They can have a successful salon, they can have a salon that's really busy, but their profits are really poor. I remember being in London and I remember having a conversation with this lady who stood up and cried in front of 50 people. And she said, I have this busy salon. She has 10 staff members at the time. And she was saying, everyone thinks I'm successful, but I'm about to foreclose. I'm about to close the business down and go bankrupt. So we sat down and had a chat with her and we had a look at her business numbers and realized that her salon was unprofitable because she was taking too much money out. What we had to decide was, could she afford to pay herself any less? And she couldn't. So we had to work out what the takings need to be for her to have decent profits. So for her, we actually sat down and looked at her business and she needed an extra 1,500 a week, which is not a lot between 10 staff members. And then we broke it down to find out what she actually needed. Was it new clients? Was it current clients? Was it clients that were dragging it out? Was it the average bill? Was it retail? Was it rebooks? And then we worked a plan for her to actually realize that 1,500 was really achievable and very easy to do. And it was not as hard as you think once you break these down. It may feel so confusing to you, but it really isn't once you get going. Once you get going, it really is fairly easy to keep your business to realize that profit is just because you have all your bills have gone out and there's money left over. To have no profit, it means your bills are too big or your takings are too low and it takes away all that profit. So that's the key to most of this. It comes down to the fact that poor profits is what hurts most salon owners and stresses people out. Moving on to a salon culture, the reason that most people don't have a good salon culture is because it tends to be all about you and not about your team. It means that maybe you've not put systems in place yet, you haven't built your client journey, your team are dependent on you, they ask you all the questions, you've got to come home, you're doing work at home after you've eaten, everyone puts a telly on, you're sitting there, you're still on your phone doing posts for tomorrow to get people busy. Your business would fail if you took 3 or 4 weeks off work. And that means that your team are dependent on you and they're not able to run that salon without you. And that really, most people struggle with that. And another thing that has a big issue with that is that when your team culture is not set, they start taking the mickey about you. They turn up late. They get a little bit cheeky. They start demanding pay rises. There's something not quite right. And we're going to cover that hopefully today. And I'll show you exactly how we implement that. And for freedom, why most people get trapped, believe it or not, people think freedom is being free from your salon. It's not about not working. The key about freedom is most people we see that don't have freedom, they just don't have enough salon clients. It's quite strange, really, that you just don't have a consistent amount of new clients coming through the door, which means your team don't get busy, which means you don't have enough money, which means you throw yourself back in and you're doing all the work. Again, it's all about you making the money. Having freedom is having enough clients that goes to your team to free you up so you can spend time on your business. And that all comes down to the fact is you don't have enough clients. And there's a number of things that actually you can implement in that very easy to make that better and easier for you as you work your way through. And that is the key to a lot of this. Now, working on money in your business, if you want to see more money, you actually want to see more profit. Now, to get more profit, that means you've got to understand your numbers. That means you know your team are productive, and you've got to make sure that your pricing's actually working. So there's a few things in there. If you want to make sure that your profits are not poor, You've got to make sure that you know your numbers. You've got to make sure that your team are productive. You've got to make sure your team are doing 3 times their wage. You've got to make sure that you're spending less than you're making, which is easier said than done. There's a few things you need to do. And if you put these into place, you're going to see well, you're going to see very strong profits. And that's something that we want. That's the foundation to start getting yourself up to the next level. And to build that team culture, we don't want it all about you if you possibly can. What we actually want, we want to make sure that we can make sure your business is all about your team. That means that your team understands your salon standards. You've got training in place to make sure they know what they're doing. And you've got to make sure that they fall in love with the salon journey, which is something you've got to put in place. So we want to make sure that we have an absolute great team. And that is not just about their cutting or their beauty skills, it's about their attitude, it's about them wanting the salon to win. And for you to be totally free, for you to make sure you get predictable clients in the door, we need to make sure your marketing is good. There's lots of things you can put in place to make sure you're predictable clients. And that comes down to getting your old clients to return, getting new clients to see you, getting new clients to say, I want to go to that salon. And that's a few things to put in place. It doesn't just happen on its own. I think what might be good here is if we get you to actually let's say color code as I go along in the individual sections here. So think about a traffic light. So if you don't do any of this already, mark yourself red. If you do some of it and you think you're okay but not brilliant, put yourself as an amber. And if you're really good and go, Richard, stop talking about that. I've got that down pat, mark yourself with a green. I'd love to work through this for you to evaluate your own business to see where you've got holes in your business right now. So one of the things that we want to do is that as we go through, we're going to evaluate ourselves as we go through here. There's going to be 4 sections in every foundation that if you implement will give you great profits, will give you a great team, and will give you predictable clients coming through the door. So what I want to do now is dive into each section to show you exactly what you need to do in your business on a weekly and monthly basis to make your business super successful. So let's dive into each section. Let's work with strong profits first. So if you want strong profits, one of the things that I find that most salon owners really struggle with is they don't understand their numbers. Let me see if this is you. You go to your salon computer system and you pull out how the week went or how the month's going, and then you put it on a spreadsheet, and then you've got all these numbers in front of you and you don't really know what it means. It's just numbers of, yeah, we think we did okay, but it's now history now, it's past, and you've got to start on the next month, and away you go. Eventually you either stop. And most salon computers are confusing. You don't know which number's real and which number's not. So what we decided to do is, what if we could help salon owners understand before the week starts exactly what to work on their business? So we built this one-page dashboard. It's really quite unique. The whole point of that was if we built this dashboard and it helped the salon owner decide on a Monday morning, I'm not going to hit target today, and I now know why I'm not going to hit target, and I now know what I need to do on a Monday, and if I do it, I can hit target by the end of the week. So we thought, what happens if we built a one-page dashboard that told you exactly how you're going on a daily basis, how you're going on a weekly basis, how you're going on a year, how you're going on a monthly basis, and it shows you exactly which team members doing well and which team members not. No taking information from a salon computer and putting it on a spreadsheet that means nothing and no one will ever do with it. It actually breaks down exactly what you need to do before the week has finished. And I think that's really cool. I think that makes a massive difference. So when we implement this in businesses, just like this person here, before Sam, I never truly understood my salon numbers or why they never seemed to be money left over at the end of the month. The dashboard, monthly reports, weekly check-ins completely changed that. I finally knew that numbers mattered and what to focus on each week and how and to actually get the salon busier. It gave me clarity, direction, and control over my business for the very first time. The clarity that you've got on that is absolutely crazy. For me, that was the key to making salon owners act and do something before the week has gone. So right now, ask yourself this question. If you were going to say, I know all my numbers on a Monday morning, I know exactly who's got gaps, I know exactly what we need to work on, I know exactly that I can do each single day to make me hit target. I think a lot of salon owners fail here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark that as a red because I think most salon owners really struggle with this. We know the numbers after the fact, but we can't do much with that. The next thing that I found worked really well with salon owners was getting the people on board and to hit what needs to get hit was to actually decide what it actually takes to get your team motivated, to keep you motivated, and to keep really excited. So I'm going to put this down as targets, but a very special target because we have something we call the 5 dials. It's very unique, and I'm going to put this down as targets. The one thing that I found that motivated my team was we set out a salon target for our teams, which means that we would go, okay, the salon needs to hit this per week. And we had 5 KPIs, just 5 numbers that we work on with our staff members. And our staff members on a Saturday would get excited if we turned them all green. They were super giddy. Just like Paul. For example, since using SAM dashboards, Paul introduced £25 bonus every time his team hits one of the 5 dials. Not only has it got the whole team focused on the right numbers, but the salon is consistently hitting its goals too. We've now built over 2.5 grand in the fund account, and we're taking the team to Benidorm in July, which is in about a month's time. The dashboards give us clarity, motivation, and a way to get everyone pulling in the same direction. What Paul decided to do was every time one of his dials turned green, now, by the way, these dials, when he joined us, which wasn't that long ago, we put a 30% growth on his business, 1/3 more money, which means if he starts hitting green, he puts 25 in. So they can get a 5 dials, 5 greens, 125 a week in the fund pot. And then in July, they're going to go to Benidorm, and how much is in there? 2.5 grand to date. They're going to have a ball. So the team are super motivated. Now, the key to this, when Paul comes back, he can choose another year and he can put another target in and keep the team really giddy. Paul's making loads of money, by the way, because he's put 30% on his target. But this was all about setting the team a target that's achievable and doable. And I think that is really quite good. And that leads me on to the next section through here that we found a lot of people that we work with, they're really struggling with pricing. So I'm going to put per min here. We have a great document that we work with our team, and it's about price per minute. And what we do is we realize it's not about how much you charge, it's about how much you charge versus how much time it takes. There's no point charging balayage £400 if it takes all day. There's no point charging a cut and blow dryer 50 if you're taking 2 hours on it. So the question is, what services are you doing that are profitable? It's not exciting, it's not sexy, but it really puts the foundation down to realize that am I actually profitable in what I do? So we introduced the price per minute that we found really quite well. One salon owners profit significantly without adding more clients, simply by improving their pricing structure and their team productivity. That was the key here. It wasn't how much you charge, it was the team productivity. I can't even say it. The price per minute helped us realize the team could never actually hit their targets because the appointment timings were completely off. Sometimes I get to see people's numbers. I told you I see hundreds. And I sit there and I go, your team are never going to hit 3 times wage. And they go, why? I said, because they can't. Your pricing's wrong. And they said, but no one else will pay any more. And I said, that's fine, but you can't have an hour cut and blow dry and only charge 45 for it. It doesn't work out. It means that your team will never, ever be able to pay them £15 an hour. This is excluding VAT, of course. So you've got to realize that the targets have to be doable. And once we adjusted the timings and understood the real numbers, everything changed. The team became more productive, targets became actually achievable, and profits increased without needing any more clients. So there's no point in getting busy because you'll never make any money. The last one, of course, after the price per minute, was something that we created and we called it Profit Now. And it was very unique to us. We're probably the only people I know that has it. We called it Profit Now. It came from a book from Mike Michalowicz, and he had a book called Profit First. And he was a multimillionaire. It was built for entrepreneurs. And his aim was, how did he go bankrupt by making millions? Because he didn't realize that he overspent, he spent too much money, he had no control over his cash, and he ended up closing his business down. So I purchased this book many years ago, and it took me 2 years to work this out because the book wasn't based on a service industry like ours. We have very high wage bills because mostly to do with we employ people. And this wasn't about that. This was about a solo entrepreneur. So we decided to change this and we called it Profit Now. And it was a little few tweaks. that makes it perfect for the hair and beauty industry. This is solely was the reason that when I got divorced, I was able to buy a house on the beach. This was the sole reason that kept my bank accounts full. And Profit Now, we introduce to every salon owner that joins us because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you get to keep. And Profit Now will sort that out for you and help you organize your profit now. So it means you get to organize how much profit you want to earn before all the bills come out. Like Michelle, she used to dread that time and constantly worry about wages and bills at the end of the month. Profit Now completely changed the way she runs her salon finances. Instead of hoping there'd be enough money left over, she now separates her money into different pots and plans ahead properly. Every quarter, the money is there waiting, the bills get paid without panic, and for the first time in years, she feels calm and in control of her finances. It is so unique. Now, I want you to rank these next three. So let's go back to targets. Do you have set targets and your team actually hit them? Now, I'm going to give you an amber in that one, for example. So let's do that as an amber because you've probably got some sort of targets, but maybe your team aren't hitting them. Price per minute, have you priced up correctly? I'm going to give you a red because most people don't. And if you're not in my coaching group, there's a good chance you don't have profit now. So I'm going to give you a big fat red. Now, if you want strong profits, these are the 4 action points that you need to put into your business to make sure that money is coming in and profit is strong. Let's move over to a great team. Now, every salon I know that has a great team, they have these 4 elements that turn a great team into a salon that's all about them, about us, and not necessarily just about you. And the first one, which most salon owners really struggle with this, and I know I did for a long time, is delegate. We have a really good section here. It's where you can pass over some of the jobs to other people. Now, the reality of this is that many years ago, we had a lot less to do. Nowadays, we have to do social media, we have to do HR, we have to do rotas, we have to do booking in clients all over. They come to us all over the place, which we'll talk about later on. How many messages come in from different places. And we've got to delegate some of these jobs to other people. And also, I truly believe that if we delegate jobs to our team members, it makes them feel a bit important, not just a hairdresser or beautician. And they really enjoy this. So we have a nice delegate section that you can pass your things across. Now, just like Daniel, he was close to burnout before implementing our delegation. He was overwhelmed with admin tasks, constantly firefighting, and never had any time to focus on actually growing the salon. And once he started offloading the right tasks and creating clearer responsibilities within the team, everything changed. He finally had time to work on growth instead of just surviving day-to-day pressure. I truly believe that your team love picking up some of your work. They love taking off some of the workload from you because then you can spend time on growing the business and everyone wins. So with Delegate, do you struggle with giving some of the jobs away? Now, you probably got an apprentice doing a few things on reception, and you probably got someone doing your stock control. So I'm going to give that an amber, but I don't think it's really, you've still got your job role in there. And I think that probably does need to change. Now, the next one I'm going to put down as employment. We meet so many salon owners that really struggle to find team members. They really struggle to find a team member to blend in. And I truly believe that most salon owners are looking in the wrong place for the wrong person. And I believe that having an employment policy, this isn't just a form that go, I want to employ like this. It's a process that will take a nobody that doesn't know you yet into your world, to know your culture, to do things your way, to fully understand exactly what your salon's about and give you 110% and wants to carry you up that hill. I think most people struggle with this. I think most people struggle because they're looking for the wrong person. Just like David Salon was fully booked and been struggling to find a staff member for over a year. During a coaching session, we completely changed the way he approached recruitment and focused on how potential team members actually discover salons to work with. And within 7 days, he had 3 applicants. Fast forward to today, he has a team of 7 and the salon is fully booked again. But he's got that magic thing. 70 is a nice lucky number. He's now got apprentices and is working the way through, which is I always condone breeding your own. Bringing people through is the best way. But sometimes as you grow fast, you need outsiders to come in. So employment. Now, I know you guys, some of you guys struggle with this, so I'm going to give you a big fat red. By the way, you can mark your own, whatever you think yours is. Don't copy mine. Mine's here because of what I see in all these salon numbers that I get to coach. The next one, of course, to get your great team, if you possibly can, is something that we call systems, which isn't a very sexy name, I know, and we'll call that the client journey. Now, some salon owners believe that your team don't want to be told what to do. Some of you will believe that a system is you telling your team members to do something and you find that you've tried it once and they ignore you. Oh, they don't do it. They never do as they're told. That's not a system. That means a system failure. Now, to me, breaking this up into two sections, a system is twofold. It's from folding towels, cleaning nails desks, setting up a waxing client, how to do color, how to do balayage, how to cut hair, how to file nails, how to sweep the floor, how to mop, how to cash up. All this is a system. And if you don't get your team to do it all the same way, the moment you leave the salon, you've got chaos. I remember one day doing this client every 3 weeks for 3 years. Great client. And she stopped coming. And I always wondered what happened to her. And shopping one day in the local shops, I said, I saw her there and I thought, oh, do I go and ask her? Do I go and ask her? And I just get everything to do. And I said, hey, Mary, I said, how you doing? She went, fine. I said, oh, I haven't seen you for a while. And she went, no. And I said, oh, and she went, John, I'm dreading seeing you. And I said, oh, okay. And what happened? And she said, I was given a coffee cup with a lipstick on it, a dirty coffee cup. And she said, I then thought your combs were dirty, your gowns were dirty, your towels were dirty, your back room was dirty, just because of that coffee cup. From that day forth, we systemized our business and everyone washes up a set way. Everyone makes coffee a set way. Everyone checks cups a set way. This systemization was what set me free. It took me 15 years to build a systemized for a salon, 15 years trial and error to get this down pat. If you don't systemize your business, then things will always go wrong. On a side note, we had a client of ours that sold her business for a lottery win. And one of the things that they commented on was how her systems were perfected and everyone in the salon knew exactly what to do and it wasn't about her nagging anymore. So systems and your client journey is a 5 step system. It's a system in your business that takes a lot of the human error out. So your consultations are good, your rebooks are good, your retail is good, your upsells are good. Everyone is on the same page and that takes work. And I'm going to move on to the next one without going into here for a second, and you'll understand why in a minute. I believe that to have a great team, you've got to have great team meetings. Now, the thing about team meetings is I hear people say, I do them every month. Okay. So at best, we'll forget about bank holidays and everyone else taking a holiday. At best, you get to meet with your team 12 times a year. I did mine on the busiest day I possibly could on a Friday every week. I get to meet my team 52 times a year. Let me explain why. Because at team meetings, we talk about systems and the client journey. When you get this right, let's take a look at Julie here. I now own 3 salons and can leave them for 3 to 4 months at a time, traveling the world, knowing everything is still being done to my standards. The systems and structures mean it's no longer all stuck in my head, and for the first time in years, I can properly relax. So with Julie, she set her systems up, and like everybody, we're human, they're going to fail. And at your team meetings, what happens is we get to pull them back. So during the week, if we see something that went wrong, we go over it again in our team meetings. I remember once we had a lady and she brought in a Chanel handbag and just put it on the side on a station. And someone was slapping bleach everywhere, and a big lump of bleach went on this Chanel handbag, and we had to pay out £2,000 to buy this handbag off her because it was trashed. At the next team meeting, we set up a system. All handbags go in lockers as the client comes in. They can take out what they need, or they get on their lap under the gown. And we did that for a reason. We never ever had that problem ever again. Salon owners were continually putting fires out. So a team meeting is all about looking at how we can stop putting them fires out. And to stop putting them fires out, it's all about systems and the client journey. They go hand in hand together. When I realized the salon needed to become a destination, not me, everything changed. Building a proper client journey and systems took my salon to the next level and finally gave me freedom. So I want you to rank yourself right now in the client journey, which is a step-by-step process that you know that your team will do things straight ahead. I'm going to give that a red. And systems, I think you probably got something, you might have something written down in a dirty old book that's hidden under the reception desk or in a backroom drawer that no one ever goes into. But team meetings themselves, I'm going to give you an amber on that one. I think you might hold some sort of team meetings that I see, but probably not aimed at what they should be on. Team meetings are putting fires out before they happen. And that's the key to that. If you can manage these four things in your business, if you can delegate, if you can employ well, if you can get the systems in your client journey down pat, and you can hold good team meetings that are exciting, that actually mean a purpose to the business, I think you'll have a great team. If you've got a great team, you've got a great culture. If you've got a great culture, you'll be on your way to that lifestyle salon. Let's dive into the last one now for predictable clients. Let's find out how we do that in today in 2026. Now, I'm a really big believer that the less I do to get clients in the door, the better it is. I used to grow my business on word of mouth and refer a friend cards. Problem is, in 2026, they don't actually work that well. A lot of people don't refer like they used to, and refer a friend cards. Have you ever tried them? Flat as a pancake. So what we want to figure out is how can we get someone to word of mouth, to tell people telling us how good we are, and who can recommend us. And there's nowhere bigger that I've seen yet that does it on a better scale or a bigger scale or a consistent scale than Google. I truly believe that if we can get a bigger presence in Google, if we can maintain a high standard with Google, Google will shout about us. Now, Google, believe it or not, is the biggest search engine in the world. Can you imagine having the biggest search engine in the world with millions and millions of people going on there daily? Even in your area, there's hundreds of people going on this daily looking for it. The number one word at the moment is hair salon near me, restaurant near me, beauty salon near me, nails near me. And Google has a criteria, an algorithm that decides who it's going to refer and who it's going to give a word of mouth to. So we built something called SAM. Most of you may never have heard of this. It was a salon AI automation management machine. It was built to manage your salon. And in SAM, we built a Google. What that Google does, it sends out a review request to your clients. I know what you're thinking, but my salon software does that. It does. Maybe you've got an outsider doing it for you. They'll do well. But this is where we're different. We decided, but that's okay. So get a review, 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever it may be. Why don't we do better than that? So we decided that what if we can get AI to reply on your behalf? So the reviews have been sent out, the reviews have come back, AI is responding, so Google's thinking, oh, they've actually be bothered to respond. And then we turn that review into a testimonial and we send it out to Facebook and Instagram. So now it's gone back out to Google, back out to Facebook, back out to Instagram, all branded in your colors. And we thought there is nothing better than that. Take a look at Susie. After working on my salon reviews, my salon became ranked #1 in our town. That alone has consistently brought us over 90 new clients every single month. We're now having our best year ever in terms of takings, and the salon has never been busier. Susie's been with us now for probably maybe 5 or 6 years now. She's gone and she's got a great salon. For her to state that this is her best year ever and more clients coming through her door than ever before, she's growing. This is a real good testimonial to how good Sam is doing the review systems right now. It is horrendously good, almost illegally good, but it is amazing, which is fantastic. So if you need more clients, you need to work on that. Now you can do it manually, but God, it takes some time up. You definitely won't get freedom if you're stuck there doing this in an evening. The second one we call Kit. Let's do it properly. Called Kit, a keep in touch strategy. What we decided was if we built Sam, can Sam also do something with lapsed clients? We are working on something super secret at the moment. I was going to get it ready. Our clients are trialing it. It's pretty epic. Can't say much about it. I won't say a word. But what I will do is I'll tell you where we're at right now. I know what you're thinking. My salon software sends emails or text messages to overdue clients so I can get them back. The reality is it's expensive. If you're sending text out via Salon software, it costs a lot of money. If you try and send emails, it's difficult, or you've got to put a bolt on. You've got to get like another software and stick it on the side. And I just think it's just hard work. So most of you don't do it. What happens if we could send out 3 regular emails at a set time and then put a bunch of your clients in a bucket and call them overdue? So we go, you know what? Once it gets to a lapse time, bang, and in the bucket they go. So we've got 3 shots to get them back, depending when you want to release them, and then they're in the bucket. So you turn up on a Monday, you look at your dashboard, and you go, looks like I've got some gaps. Okay, I will need to send an email out to people who are overdue. Let me go on my computer system. It's just bloody hard work, this is. I'm not going to bother. I stick it on Facebook, and then people who already booked in will book in for it. What was if you had a nice little bucket and you know all the people in there were all overdue because they get updated on a regular basis? And you go, bucket, email, here's a few words, and out the door it goes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just like Cara here, I didn't realize how easy it would be to get clients to return and fill white spaces in the diary. Salon software always felt confusing, and in the end, I'll just give up. With Sam, it's super easy to use, and now I can fill my white spaces so much faster whenever they appear. And that's the key. Now, I want to share a secret with you. Right now, clients are driving at their appointments, they are dragging them out. I remember many years ago, I had a return rate sitting around 8.5, and it was creeping up to 11. And that would have cost me about £165,000 in a year if I let them get that far. So I had to keep pulling them back. It's one of the things that we track in our dashboards for a reason. Picture this, if someone comes to your business 4 times a year, every 12 weeks, and they suddenly decide to take that from 12 weeks to, let's say, 16 weeks, just 4 weeks extra, which is, people can do with the styles and the lived-in colors we've got now. If that was the case, you would lose 25% of your business, like a quarter. Which means for every 100 grand that you've got in your business, you would lose 25 of that. Massive numbers. And that's why a lot of salon owners, even though they're getting new clients, aren't growing because their clients are dragging it out and the impact is huge. So you've got to make sure you can get them clients to return, and who's got the time to do it? Let's get it done for you. The third one, of course, is when you've got clients coming in the salon, when you're really busy, we noticed something that appeared that we'd never noticed before. We noticed that we had more people that were calling your salon than ever before. That's supposed to be a telephone. And what happened, maybe an old-fashioned one, let's do that a little bit. A bit better? Maybe not. All right. So what we realized is that busy salons were losing lots of money. People would go to their website, which I want to talk about in a second, and they would go to Google. So Google's pushing them all in, and they've got return clients phoning up, and they're too busy. Even the receptionists at Christmas. I went in one of our salons out. We lost the receptionist, so I said, "I'll do it. Why not? My clients are too busy to speak to me. I'll go in." Do you know what? I'm working there on reception. The phone would ring. It would annoy me. Someone's calling my salon to book in and give us some money, and it's annoying us. Like, how bonkers is that? Let me tell you why it annoyed me. I had clients in the salon. I'm trying to take their money. I'm trying to get them rebooked in. I'm trying to get them some retail, and the phone's ringing. So as the phone, trying to deal with that as fast as I possibly can, it becomes totally annoying, and we don't want that. So the reality of this is quite simple. Is that what we do want is we want to be able to let reception look after itself. We want to make sure that we can look after the clients in the door. So if you haven't got a receptionist, you're losing thousands. And if you have got a receptionist, you're losing hundreds. So let me explain this. If you've got a receptionist, you're losing hundreds. And if you've not got a receptionist, you're losing thousands. A busy salon doesn't catch all them calls. And when the salon's closed, it doesn't happen. So what normally happens is this, is you get in there on a Monday or Tuesday morning, and you've got half a dozen of people that have left messages. The ones that really wanted to book, they phoned somewhere else. They are not actually, you'll never see them ever again, and not till they fall out with that salon. So we decided, once if we can build, we built Sam, once if we can build a management machine that A, can either get AI to answer the calls for you and help the person out, or if they call the salon, can we send them a text message after four rings and go, hey, we're really busy at the moment. Are you looking to book? Are you looking to cancel? Are you looking to change your appointment? Or you want to speak to a human? And then it has a conversation via text. And then we send them booking links. And we found the phone eventually stopped ringing because everyone's booking in. It was amazing. We took salons that were like overwhelmed and busy to smooth and controlled. Like Tina here, we're so busy on the phone, never stopped ringing. It sounds like a good problem to have, but by the end of the day, the last thing we wanted to do was call all the missed messages back. Who wants to do that? Half the time they wouldn't answer or already booked somewhere else. We must have been losing so much money without realizing it. Now the text back service handles it for us. It automatically sends clients straight to book in. And most days, there's only one or two people we actually need to speak to. Honestly, we couldn't live without it now. And that's true. Once you make your salon busy, sometimes another big problem that happens. Talking of which, let's pull down to the last one. And we decided on the last one, there was a big issue. We have Sam again. How can we utilize Sam to free you up? Because don't forget, when you work with us, our job is to make you money and to free you up. It was like you spend an awful lot of money on your website. And we found that most websites are confusing. Clients get there and they leave. And it wasn't until a few years ago there was a book. And it was a very special book. And it wrote a book of like why most websites fail. So we checked. And what it had was most people need to know three or four things pretty fast to make a decision if they want to spend money with you. So most people would go onto websites, not find what they want, and leave. And we thought, oh, so 3 or 4 years ago, we got everyone to do Q&As on their website, like how long does it take for nails, there's any parking nearby, and etc. etc. But because we built SAM with AI and automation, we thought, can we put a chatbot on this website? And we did. So we build for salon owners a brand spanking chatbot that knows everything about their business, that knows their prices, knows their parking, knows their times they're open, knows everything about them. So people jump on there and they ask it a question. How much is it for balayage? How long does it take? Do you have parking? Are you open today? And it'll know the answer and it sends them the booking link. So we're stopping them from phoning and we're getting them booked back in and we're keeping them busy. So if we mastered the predictability of someone going to a website, we can catch more of them. We knew that we can get someone busy. We realized that if we could put a chatbot on their website, people would go there, ask a few questions, get the answers they wanted, and actually book in once the chatbot sent them the booking link to their phone, and they would book in. No need to call the salon. They were actually booked in the salon. So with Google, have you got good reviews? Do you turn your good reviews into testimonials? Do you get lots of new clients? I'm going to put that as an amber because some people have this a little bit, but just not down pat. Keep in touch strategy. I'm going to do that as an amber because some of you I know are probably doing this through your computer system. Not perfect, but you're having a go. Now, also, do you guys have a chatbot on your website? Because I think most of you don't. And do you have a missed call service on reception, AI or automation to help pick up them calls and never lose a client again? I'm going to put that as red. Now, I know that if you have predictable clients coming in the salon, if you have a great team, if you have strong profits, you're on the way to getting yourself a lifestyle salon, to earn the money you deserve, to have the profits you deserve, to have the lifestyle you deserve. Now, if you're interested in implementing any of these in your business, just click the link below, comment pair of scissors with the word lifestyle, and I know that you're interested in having a conversation to see where your salon is and can we get you to the next level or the next few levels. Until then, I'll see you soon.